Hi everyone, I'm Amy with expressionsvinyl.com, and today we're going to be doing a project inspiration. So I'm really excited about this project because I brought my dog to work. Who gets to do that? Not very many people. So this is Chico, and he is my inspiration behind my project inspiration today. So if you look over here, these are the completed projects that I made, and they're dog treat jars. And this one has a little bit of his dog food, and this one has some of his dog treats. And I was really excited to have a picture of his face as well as some foil with his name. And this one is just two huskies, which are Chico and Bella. Bella is his sister, but she is somewhere else. And so we're going to go ahead and get started on making this husky face. So I used the Expressions Vinyl Series 31 just in black to get that black color that huskies usually have. And I also wanted to add in some color, so I originally wanted to stick with the regular etched, but on the glass it looked a little bit too light, so I wanted it to kind of pop out like it does in this jar. So I went ahead and kind of played around with the reflective vinyl, and what I did was just add the etched on the reflective. So the font is, or the pattern is a little bit too small to kind of show the specifics, but this was the cutout of the reflective and the etched. So I just handed it with the weeding tool, just placed it on to the reflective, also added the black circular dot in the middle, super easy. And this is the weeded part of the husky face. And so I already added one of the eyes, and I'll go ahead and show how I put in the second eye. So I just picked it up with the weeding tool, super easy, and then I just went along with the empty space and just filled it in. Used my finger to press it down, that way it sticks, and it should be good to go when we put on the transfer tape. It shouldn't be able to fall off. So that one was pretty easy to do. This one, I didn't add any blue just because the eyes were really, really small, so I just kept the black. I kind of like that look, as you can see on this jar, so I just kept it as it is. So I'll go ahead and add the transfer tape to that. So now I'm just going to cut it out, the extra or the excess transfer tape. Okay, and then you just want to make sure that you use your application tool to really get the transfer tape onto the vinyl. So I just run it over a couple of ways, front and back, side to side. And these ones, I'm just gonna eyeball it. It doesn't really matter the specific location as long as it's kind of pretty much centered in the middle. So I didn't use any markers to kind of keep track of how to place it. And they're pretty big patterns, so it shouldn't be too difficult. So I'll start with this one, the one with the eyes, and it doesn't really matter what side you'd like to put it on, depending on which way you'd want it to face. And I'm just going to lay this one down and peel off the paper backing. And just like that. So I'm just going to turn it around and kind of just see where the center is at. That looks like a good spot. And just quickly run my finger over and then go back to the application tool and rub it back in. And you can see with the glass that it kind of darkens. So that's a good thing to keep note of. That's good, and if you need help, you can always use the weeding tool to kind of help pick out the transfer tape as well. But this one's fairly easy, and I like to roll my transfer tape, that way it doesn't get all bunched up really funny and it's kind of in place. And it just easily peels off. So there's that side, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. So just like that, we'll just center it. That looks like a good spot. So I'll use my application tool again And then we'll take off the transfer tape. Oops, so that one kind of fell off, so we'll fix that when we're done. And there we go. So since this design was a little bit more thinner, that might happen, but it's easily fixable. So I'll just use the weeding tool and just pat it down. There's that side. And just like that, I'll use this just to kind of get it adhered to the glass. And there you go. See, it's not too bad. So there's that side as well, and you can just fill it in with whatever you want, dog food, other dog treats. And I did want to add in a little bit of color with this one, so I used the polished metal sky blue color, which is, I think, a beautiful color, and it kind of goes with the blue theme of the eyes. And didn't use any transfer tape just because it's super easy to put on. Don't really need anything fancy, and I'm just going to put it right in between Chico and Bella and just use my hand to smooth it out, and it sticks very well. So you can see how pretty that color is. And then with the front of the jar, I got ahead of myself and I already put in the paws. I really like the foil. I think it looks good with the black, so I added the foil right there. And then we're just going to add Chico's treats, so you can add whatever you'd like if you just like to leave it as treats or your pet's name. Just going to stick it right on there, and I'm going to just remove the transfer tape from it and then do the treat part on the bottom. Just like that, and then just remove the transfer tape. And there you go. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more projects, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.